Good evening and a very warm welcome to First Issues. As this evening, amongst a host of other topics, we continue our look at business practices and opportunities to be found in countries far and wide. Tonight, focusing our attention on Africa's biggest economy, Nigeria. Recent news reports have depicted a struggling economy. A 0.4% contraction in the 3 months through March, the first in more than a decade, as oil output and prices slumped and the approval of spending plans for 2016 were delayed. A 30% devaluation of the naira also knocked almost $150 billion off its gross domestic product when measured in dollar terms. Despite all this, Nigeria is still Africa's #1 economy. Nigeria is a middle-income, mixed economy and emerging market with expanding financial, service, communications, technology and entertainment sectors. It is ranked as the 21st largest economy in the world in terms of nominal GDP. Botswana is ranked around 123rd comparatively. It is therefore a country we could learn much from, although some of its challenges run parallel to ours. The largely subsistence agriculture sector has not kept up with rapid population growth, and Nigeria, once a large net exporter of food, now imports a large quantity of its food products, though there is a resurgence in manufacturing and exporting of food products. Welcome back to First Issues as we continue to discuss the business culture and opportunities to be found in Nigeria for the benefit of our more enterprising viewers. Our guest is both a Nigerian ambassador and prince and speaks Chinese, French, Amharic, Yoruba and English as a result of postings from Eritrea to Hong Kong. Who better to speak to about business etiquette and all its nuances? He says the investment by homegrown company Letshego into Nigeria's lucrative financial system should serve as an indication of the credibility of Nigeria as a prime investment destination. But even before we begin to discuss the business opportunities to be found in Nigeria, it is important to give you an understanding of the peoples and business practices that could be considered unique to this country to help you in any future dealings. And High Commissioner Oladele begins by sharing some elements he feels are unique to his country of origin. He also says Nigerians are rightfully notorious for their propensity for travel, that you will find one of his countrymen anywhere in the world, whether arid, isolated or remote, that there are even Nigerians to be found in Iceland. On the continent, he points to a saying that goes, out of every 5 Africans, one of them will be Nigerian. For me, if I was getting onto a plane to Nigeria tomorrow, what advice would you give me to get by? I'm assuming just knowing English is enough. Are there any tips you would help me network better, maybe with other business people or points of contact?
Yes, with a lot of, depends on the category of your movement, for instance. In the areas of business relations, Nigeria welcomes, in fact, every day, every second, foreign investors. As long as you have the expertise and you have the money to spend, because enabling environment is already provided by the government. For instance, the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission, take for instance, has what we call one-stop shop for investors. You can get to Nigeria today and get your business licensed right today. With bureaucracy is already at the 0 level. Number one. 2, we have tax holiday. for investors to have some time to really make money. You have 100% opportunity to repatriate your profits. Enabling environment is equally created for joint venture cooperation, going into MOU, duly satisfied by government, and also for crime-related, business-related crimes that could generate out of problem of relating to Nigerian business. You have the EFCC, Economic and Financial Crime Commission, apart from other security agencies that will be able to handle whoever goes into the negative side of good business.
Culturally, how do I put my best foot forward? Is it the standard professional etiquette that's out there? I just need to be presentable and punctual. How do I impress my Nigerian counterparts?
If you go to Nigeria,
yes, do I speak a bit of the language? How
it's just like everywhere else, but English is widely spoken. If naturally, when you get to Nigeria, you go, your first ports of call will be the big cities, Lagos, Abuja, whatever. Naturally, whoever you come across from the airport to everywhere speaks English to a certain extent. And when they don't even speak English, the usual Queen's English, they speak what they call pidgin English that you will understand. Welcome, my brother. Where they go? Now, welcome, or that kind of language. At least you can pick welcome or where are you going there. And then you'll be able to. There's nothing so special because, particularly when you're from Africa, when you get to Nigeria, they do not see difference between themselves and you. And everybody will be ready to assist. Occasionally, people go into wrong hands, but the law is also there to really monitor. Intelligence network is there to know that, okay, this is a foreigner, I hope this fellow is not cheating. We are always monitoring all these kind of things, though people can also, it takes two to tango, and this so-called corruption is a two-way demand and supply. If I give you, you don't want to take, I'm the only one liable. If you don't take, I won't throw it onto you. So when the two people are fraudsters, this and that, it means there's a connectivity, there's an agreement between the two sides. If I don't agree for you to fraud me, you won't get me. But only thieves, like my people say in my kingdom there, can trace the footstep of another thief on a rock. That is it.
Welcome back to the program as we continue to discuss the business practices and opportunities to be found in Nigeria with the help of the High Commissioner of Nigeria to Botswana, Ademola Oladele. What do you tell your fellow countrymen to expect when they come to Botswana? I know we are Africans, but there are nuances here and there, and sometimes you don't expect to come across the difference, especially because we're Africans.
I've seen some discipline in terms of life, simplicity of life, discipline in the conduct of human activities. When you go to the bus stop, you see people lining up. You go to the bank, you see people lining up. You want to see somebody, you do not just get crashed into his office. You make an appointment to see him. We have this culture. It is not that it's not there. In discipline, and I think people are becoming too commodified and monetized, if I have to say. People are looking for money by any means, and they feel they are always in a hurry. That is why people misinterpret our kind of aggressiveness when we are looking for certain things. It is not that we are that bad. We are not bad really, but we are aggressive to get whatever we want. by the simplest and the shortest means possible. But that area is being controlled by the government now to make sure that things go back to where it used to be. And that will give us the respect that we need among Community of Nations, particularly among our brothers in Africa. Still, nobody can throw Nigerian away. Wherever they are, you notice that they are there, and they can make difference. But the idea of the very few who are not really on the positive side of law tends to negate that good nature, the good-natured Nigerians that we are. But with campaign, going back to the root, putting certain legal positioning in order, we are now getting back to where we're supposed to be, and that will put us on our rightful place, particularly in Africa.
That concludes our conversation with the ambassador. We trust it has sparked some very productive conversations amongst our viewers. Up next, however, we discuss investing in property with the help of the CEO of the Botswana Housing Corporation. Welcome back to First Issues. As we so often do on this program, we discuss sound financial management. Having recognized that although money plays such a key role in our lives, little to no formal education is given regarding the skills, products, and even channels to best utilize it. Just last week, along with discussing opportunities for investment that may be found in Hungary, we spoke to the CEO of Bona Life, Regina Sikale-Selevaga, about what wealth truly means. Along with other channels such as saving and starting a business, investing in an asset as sound and that presents long-term value such as property appears to remain a highly recommended financial decision.
Good debt is another way of accumulating wealth, because what good debt does is that it gives you money in advance to help you pay for something that's always going to be there. So you can get a mortgage from the bank to pay for your house. But the reason why it is good debt is only good debt if you are able to pay back that debt and finish it off. It's only good debt if the thing for which you are paying is something that has a long life. But if you are going to pay or get debt to go on holiday, that is not good debt, because the holiday comes and it goes and it's finished, but you are still paying for this holiday that you now are no longer enjoying. So good debt is a second way of creating wealth, because when you finish paying for that property, when you finish paying for the house, then you own it, and it's something that is substantial, that can be inherited by your children, that is going to live after you've lived.
Owning a home, however, can be quite the undertaking, and more Botswana are finding it to be an aspiration that is simply out of their reach, especially in major towns and cities where exorbitant property prices have practically excluded lower income earning and first-time homeowners such as the youth of this country. It appears, however, that the Botswana Housing Corporation has some exciting plans in the pipeline that could make home ownership a reality for many. We caught up with the CEO of the corporation recently at an event to mark the end of a 2-year campaign that we had actually documented at its inception, in which they had actively sought to educate current BHC tenants of the benefits of owning the homes they reside in versus renting them indefinitely. Despite the lights and fanfare that accompanied the event to mark the end of the 2-year campaign, would the BHC say it was successful? We spoke to the CEO of the corporation that same night to find out and discovered that there are still some exciting plans in store for those of you who still aspire to own BHC property.
2 years back, we started on this campaign, which we dubbed the Sitting Tenant Campaign. The aim of this campaign was to sensitize our sitting tenants, that is those people who are staying in our house on a lease agreement, of the importance of them buying the houses they are occupying. So it was an educational campaign as well as a campaign to convert them from being lessees to being owners of the houses that they are staying in. It has been successful, and the success comes from the fact that there are more and more inquiries of the same among those who are staying in our houses and those who are not yet staying in our house, wanting to know how to become part of this campaign. The number of houses we have sold is satisfactory, but we were not chasing after numbers. We were planting a seed of knowledge, of understanding of the importance of having a house as an asset in the family balance sheet. And I'm sure that has gone down well, and I am confident that in the partnership that we had with the banks and other service providers like the insurance companies and so on had stood us well, including the suppliers of building material, because some of the prices that were won by those who bought from us included those people who are in the wares of the paints, cement and all the building materials that goes on to improve the houses that these people are moving in. And I must say that this one is the culmination of the campaign, but not the model of selling. As going forward, we will continue to be selling, but the seed in terms of the education, in terms of the understanding, in terms of the appreciation of real estate as an economic activity has been sown. And I am sure and I'm confident that going forward, people have got a better understanding of what a house is, not just a shelter in the primary sense of the word.
Thank you for staying with us as we now turn our attention to an inspiring display of innovation from two teenage boys from Mattis Bay College in Francistown. To give you a taste of the examples of innovation we have come across recently is a conversation we had with 18-year-old Khomotso Molele and 17-year-old Kenny Baputaki, who we came across at an exhibition held at the Botswana Innovation Hub on the sidelines of the Innovation Prize for Africa Awards that were held in Botswana for the first time recently. These two young men had a model of a prototype they have made but did not exhibit as they are still in the process of patenting. An automatic toilet that not only recycles its wastewater and produces fertilizer, but assesses your health by analyzing your waste. What motivated them to come up with this invention? Where did they get the know-how? Did they have help? If so, from who? What resources did they have that other people may not? I had a barrage of questions to ask these two unassuming young men.
And it was motivated by quite a lot of things. One of the things that I may mention, it was we were concerned much more about the health and public toilets, and also we wanted to make a device that can bring a clinic closer to people, like maybe having your personal doctor in your house being a form of a device.
So this is how it works. We call it the clinic toilet. First thing is that a person comes and then uses the toilet just like any normal day. And then afterwards, when that person stands up, it flushes itself. And then it goes through here, the side. And then in this part, there's the filtration part. the water and the stools are separated, and then here the water is purified, and then the water comes back to the system, to the toilet. And then afterwards there's the software part, where the software that we programmed, it analyzes the stools, and then it gives a general feedback on that person's general health.
In this container, there will be an alkaline chemical. This alkaline chemical is used to dissolve the stools. After dissolving the stools, they are now in liquid form, and they came to this fractionating tower. In this fractionating tower, that's where they will be separated from the water. Then afterward, the remaining stools, they can be taken for further processing to make fertilizers.
As mentioned before, our guests have a working prototype of this product that they are still in the process of patenting. Should we take this to mean that there are no longer any issues to resolve and that this product is ready to go?
It's fully working. For now, we just want to commercialize it so that we can get feedback from the people to see our weaknesses in the project, because feedback is the best thing.
What happens now that Khomotso and Kenny have a fully functioning product? What is the next development stage? Once again, our interviewees are almost blasé about something I found to be highly exciting.
I think quite a lot of things is going to happen after this stage, because we have to first get sponsors. After getting sponsors, then now we can commercialize our project so that it can be bought by people. And this project, our target market is the government, more especially, because this project can be used to substitute that process that is being used to take the stools or blood samples to analyze in the laboratory. With this project, you can analyze stools in just 3 minutes and you get your results, unlike the normal one where it takes maybe a week or so.
We thank you for tuning in and are pleased to announce that the winner of some First Issues goodies tonight is Lebogang Solomon, who wrote on our Facebook page in response to last week's episode. Last night's show was epic. I have really learned a lot on how to acquire wealth. My focus is redirected towards acquiring long life assets and seeking business opportunities globally. What interested me most last night was the agriculture sector in Hungary. Despite the challenges we are facing of water shortage and drought from 2015 and 2016 here in Botswana, I believe studying agriculture in Hungary will broaden our knowledge and experience. We will adopt new strategies and technologies that will aid the development of the sector, hence diversifying our economy. Keep the discussion about tonight's episode going online or via text. Until next week and another issue of interest.